Hello dear students, I welcome you all to the today's video Chemical Equilibria. Right? It is one of the physical chemistry part chapter class 11. So in that we previously discussed many of the terminologies, right? So we have seen chemical equilibrium, how does reactions takes place, what are the examples, what are the physical states and chemical states, they usually go change in each other. And then we have seen law of mass action, also we have seen equilibrium constant. So particularly if you consider types of equilibrium, medium plays important role. So based on the medium of criteria, if you consider, there are mainly two types. One is homogeneous equilibrium and the another one is said to be heterogeneous equilibrium. So when you consider homogeneous equilibrium, in this case, both the reactant and products formation will be on same phase. They are referred as homogeneous equilibrium. So see here, when reactants and products are reactants and products are on same phase, when reactants and products are same phase, then they are said to be homogeneous equilibrium. They are said to be in homogeneous equilibrium. So if you consider examples of homogeneous equilibrium, it will be N2 gas. N2 is in gas phase, is going to be treated with H2 gas. Hydrogen gas should be treated with this one. So 3 moles of hydrogen gas, if you consider, both the reactants are on same phase. N2 gas and hydrogen gas are on same phase. So with this we can synthesize ammonia, which is also considered as present in gaseous phase. So what we have here? We have nitrogen gas. Nitrogen is in gaseous form. If you consider hydrogen, it is also in gaseous form. The respective product which is going to obtain here is also in gaseous phase. Okay. So this is the example for reaction of homogeneous equilibrium or homogeneous equilibria. So likewise we have heterogeneous equilibrium also. So heterogeneous equilibrium. If you consider heterogeneous equilibrium, we can say both the reactants and products on different phase. They will have different phase equilibria. So heterogeneous, what it indicates? When reactants and products obtained, when reactants and products obtained are on different phase, they are referred as heterogeneous equilibrium, different phase. So what would be the example we can consider for heterogeneous equilibrium? So when heterogeneous equilibrium, if you consider calcium carbonate. So calcium carbonate is a solid. Calcium carbonate is a solid which is going to form calcium oxide and calcium dioxide. It will form calcium oxide and calcium dioxide. Carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide which is formed here is in gaseous form, whereas calcium oxide in solid. Can you see here? Calcium carbonate is stirring up to calcium oxide along with the one more product, carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is in gaseous form and here calcium oxide is in solid form. Reactant molecule what we have taken is also solid. So such type of equilibrium differentiation, if you consider, one is considered as heterogeneous, homogeneous equilibria and the another one is considered as heterogeneous equilibrium. So based on all these things discussed, we have some more points to be discussed. Please do copy this. We'll move to the next part. So my dear students, moving to the next one, we have discussed concentration term. In terms of equilibrium constant, we have seen. We were representing equilibrium constant as Kc. But can you see here, if you consider gas molecules, So equilibrium constant for gaseous reactions we generally refer Kp. We will be writing Kp. Kp indicates it is the partial pressure of the gases. So it is the ratio of the product of partial pressure of products to the product of partial pressure of the reactants raised to the respective stoichiometric coefficients. So stoichiometric coefficients should be mentioned here if you consider any reaction. So see here example we have, okay. So A of A plus B of B is the reaction. This indicates that we have A and B. So A and B are the reactant molecules here. So these reactant molecules are converting into C and D. But how many moles of reactant molecules have taken, we don't know. So in order to represent how many moles of reactant molecules taken, we have used small letters of A and B. Though those small letters A and B can indicate they are reactant coefficients. So here also in C and D, small letters C and D indicate they are reactant coefficients. So how to represent the partial pressure in terms of equilibrium constant? So see here. So expression for equilibrium constant Kp for a gaseous reaction if you consider. So equilibrium constant in terms of pressure should be written as a small p into C. So this capital C and D, capital A and B are reactants and products. But the thing is, if you consider these small letters C and D, small letter A and B, they are going to be considered as coefficients of reactants and products. So moving to the next one, write the expression for the equilibrium constant Kc and Kp for the reaction H2I2 forms hydrogen iodide. So it is very simple. As we have seen this point, that's expression of equilibrium constant for gaseous reaction we have seen. We have written Kp equal to Pc into PD and all. So same reaction, but the thing is we have taken here example. So H2 gas, iodine gas, together they have formed hydrogen iodide. How do they have formed? How to represent that one? See. Kc if you write, concentration terms if you are writing, it should be written equal to products. So hydrogen iodide is the product. How many moles of products are formed? 2 moles. So Hi raised to 2. So below we have each 1 mole of gas. Hydrogen gas is also 1 mole. Iodine gas is also 1 mole. So we will be writing reactants as 1 mole of H2 and 1 mole of I2. So if you want to write these the same reaction in terms of pressure, so we would write here P square of Hi, then PH2 into P12. Raised to 2 we have written here is mainly because 2 moles of hydrogen iodide are formed and the 2 is going to be considered as its coefficient, product's coefficient. But as we have reactants only 1 mole, we are generally not writing the coefficient for the reactants. So moving to the next one, you can see here expression for equilibrium constant for heterogeneous equilibrium reaction. So write the expression for equilibrium constant for heterogeneous equilibrium reaction. We all know heterogeneous equilibrium reactions where we are going to have reactants and products in different phases. That time you can see here Kp, pressure, partial pressure for equilibrium constant of gaseous reaction can be written as partial pressure of, this capital P indicates it is total pressure of carbon dioxide, CO2 product. So product is in the form of gas. So heterogeneous equilibrium expression is Kp is equal to P into CO2. Now moving to the next one, derive the relation between the Kp and Kc. This is most important. You need to understand this relationship between, because it has been asked many a times in the examination. Clearly understand this point. Let me explain one by one in detail. Fine. So derive the relation between the Kp and Kc. So gaseous reaction ige amele concentration terms for the equilibrium constant eradu consider ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾಗ what is the relation between these two, they are asking you. From ideal gas equation we know that PV equal to nRT. So PV equal to nRT is the ideal gas equation we have discussed in states of matter. Similarly, PV equal to nRT can also be written as P equal to nRT by V. Can we write N by V, number of moles divided by volume, can be written as concentration of molar concentration. This bracket in M indicates it is molar concentration into RT. N by V can be written as molar concentration into RT we will be considering. Here it is written capital M in the bracket indicates it is molar concentration. So now we can write PA, total pressure of A in the sense any reactants. A, B are reactants we know. So molar concentration of A RT. So PB if you consider molar concentration of B into RT. So similarly products if you consider molar concentration of C into RT and molar concentration of D into RT. Like this we can write. These all terminologies are written, or these four reactant and products expression are written by using the ideal gas equation PV equal to nRT. So coming to the partial pressure for the gaseous molecules, gaseous reaction can be written as product concentration and reactant concentration. So molar concentration of C into RT raised to C, molar concentration of D into RT raised to D. Then if you consider AB reactant molecules, then concentration, molar concentration of A into RT raised to A, because this raised to A indicates these are coefficients. Similarly, molar concentration of B into RT raised to B. So these C, D, A, B, whatever are written here in the numerator and denominator can be taken up. These are A, B can be taken up here. Fine. So you two are in a multiplication, in the sense we can consider C plus D minus A plus B, right? So this can also be written as, can you see here, this whole term indicates it is concentration term only. So concentration term for the reactants as well as concentration term for the products. So directly we can consider here as C, Kc. So this one equilibrium constant, how we used to write in this expression using law of mass action. So this is Kc indicates equilibrium constant, right, for the concentration terms for the liquid molecules. But gaseous reaction if we consider, we will be writing Kp, where small p indicates partial pressure, into RT raised to C plus D minus A plus B. At total we can write delta Ng. These are the change in reactants and products. Forward reaction and backward reaction is happening. That can be directly written as delta Ng. G indicates this expression is for gaseous reaction. So number of moles of gaseous products minus number of moles of gaseous reactants. So this is the final. Delta Ng indicates forward reaction and backward reaction, and respective gaseous products are converting to gaseous reactants are converting to products. That change is going to be indicated by delta Ng. So equilibrium constant Kp and Kc relationship if you want to derive here, then Kp equal to Kc into RT raised to delta Ng, where delta Ng is number of moles of gaseous products minus number of moles of gaseous reactants. So this expression you have to write up to here. This can be asked for 3 marks. Derive the relationship between Kp and Kc, they can ask you. So moving to the next, dear students, by considering some of the examples, we will have relationship between Kp and Kc for these equilibrium reactions. So can you see here, we have hydrogen gas treated with iodine gas. It has formed hydrogen iodide. So if you consider delta Ng, it indicates the relationship between the Kp and Kc will be N of P into gas minus N of R into gas. So here number of moles of reactants and number of moles of products we will be considering in terms of gases. Fine. So can you see here, we have 2 moles of, or 2 coefficient of hydrogen iodide, that can be written as 2 here, minus. So I have H2 and I2 in 1 1 with a 1 1 coefficient. So 1 H2 one I2 has formed 2HI. So we can consider products as 2 and reactants as 2. So 2 minus 2 is the 0. So what will be the condition if value is 0 between two reactants and products? So can you see here, Kp value will be taken into Kc into RT raised to delta Ng. It indicates it is considered as a relationship between the Kp and Kc. So delta Ng value we have got 0. Fine. So when 0 is the value, what we have to consider? We have to consider the rate of forward reaction and backward reaction are equal. They are equal. And partial pressure of gases equation for equilibrium constant is equal to equilibrium constant Kc. So similarly, you can see this reaction also. Can you see this reaction? This one, second one. So PCl5, phosphorus pentachloride, has been converting into PCl3 plus Cl2. Right? So here we have 2 moles of reactants, products. Products are in 2 number. So we can consider 2. Minus 1 mole of PCl5 is there. So we consider 2 minus 1. And total value of delta Ng will become 1. So coming to the expression Kp equal to Kc into RT raised to delta Ng. So what it indicates? So Kp equal to Kc into RT they are giving here. So into RT, why? Because raised to 1 is there. Raised to 0 means directly we could consider 0. But here delta Ng value will come 1. So Kp is considered to be greater than Kc. Kp is greater than Kc. So formation of reactants and products vary here. So this is considered to be that is backward reaction is more feasible. Moving to the next example, N2 plus 3H2 forms 2NH3. So 2NH3 is the product here. 2NH3. 2 minus how many hydrogen? 3. How many nitrogen? 1. 3 plus 1, 4. 2 minus 4 equal to minus 2. So delta Ng value, that is Np of gas minus Nr of gas, we would get here Kc into RT raised to minus 2 it will come. So minus 2 negative value is coming here. So initially we were getting Kp value is larger. Now we are getting Kc value is larger. It indicates forward reaction is more feasible here. Fine. 0 if you getting, then it will be Kp equal to Kc. If you are getting delta Ng value as 1, then we get Kp is greater than Kc. But if you consider here minus 2 value for delta Ng, it will give us Kc is greater than Kp. So dear students, moving to the next part, see here, let us consider one problem. So how to solve these problems, we will understand one by one. So here they have given one reaction for equilibrium, NOCl converts to NO plus Cl2, and they have also given reactants and products coefficient. The value of equilibrium constant Kc is 3.75 into 10 raised to power minus 6 at 1069 Kelvin. Calculate the Kp, that is equilibrium constant for the gaseous reactions. Pressure value will be considered for the reaction at this temperature. So here this temperature, that is 1069 temperature, what will be the Kp value we have to find out. We know that we have derived Kp equal to relationship for Kp and Kc we have derived, isn't it? So Kp equal to Kc into RT raised to delta Ng. This was the expression we have derived. So for the above reaction, delta N equal to Np of gas minus Nr of gas. Reactant molecules and gas products molecules in the form of gases we will consider. So you can see here how many reactants are present? 2 plus 1. So 2 is NO, 1 is Cl2. So 2 plus 1 minus. So how many of reactant molecules we have? 2 molecules. So 2 plus 1 minus 2 equal to 1 we are getting. So now with respect to this one, substitute these values, simplify. So Kp equal to 3 point. This is 2 plus 1, 3 minus 2 we will have 1. So they have given 3.75 into 10 to the power minus 6. What value they have given here? Kc value they have given. So here we will consider this Kc value. Kc value we have written. Okay. So what is the Kc value? So Kc value they have given 3.75 into 10 to the power minus 6 into 0.0831 into 0.0831 is R value. This is universal constant R. Temperature they have given in Kelvin. Directly Kelvin they have given. We have to substitute here. So can you see here Kp equal to Kc into RT raised to delta Ng. So 2 plus 1 minus 2 is the delta N value we have got here according to by seeing these reactions. So how you find out that one? Products are, there are mainly 3 products are there, 2 reactants are there. So 3 minus 2, 1 we have got delta N value. Now Kp equal to Kc into RT raised to delta N we have to consider. Temperature also we have to consider. Here this value is given, Kc value is given 3.75 into 10 to the power 6 into, see here R value. R value is 0.0831 is the universal gas constant value into 1069. Temperature they have given 1069. Just by simplifying these Kp, we are going to get the Kp value. Calculate the Kp value they have asked, and it will be around 0.00333. It is the Kp value we have found here. So dear students, let us consider one more example here. Again we are finding the Kp Kc value. Find the value of Kc for each following equilibria from the value of Kp. Here Kp they will be giving. Initially Kc value was given in a previous example. Here Kp value they are giving. So can you see here 2 moles of NaCl is converted to 2NaCl2. Again delta N value will become 1 only. Okay. So Kp equal to Kc raised to RT into delta Ng. What it will form? Kc we have to find out here because Kp is already given. So equilibrium constant for partial pressure we can consider of a gaseous reactions. So Kp we will be writing, it is given for us. So we have to consider equilibrium constant. We have to find out Kc. So Kc equal to Kp by RT raised to 1. So it could be written as, here Kp value is given. So Kp is Kp divided by RT raised to 1. So 1.8 into 10 to the power 2. It is already given for first reaction, and temperature they have given 500. This is R, universal gas constant, and directly by substituting these values we would get 4.33 into 10 to the power minus 4. So here see, can you see second example, this one? Calcium carbonate is converting into calcium oxide and CO2 gas. So delta N value you can see here. Delta N how much you will get? So this is 2 moles CaOCO2, and here we have 1 mole. So delta N value is, we are going to get 1 here. Delta Ng value will be 1. So 1 minus 0. So we have to ignore this one, calcium oxide value we have to ignore, because Kp value is mainly holds good for gaseous equations. Then what you consider? 1 minus 0 equal to 1 it will come. So Kc into RT raised to delta Ng, if you substitute the values here, Kp by RT raised to 1, 167 it is given here, 167 at 1073 Kelvin. Substitute these values, 167 by, this is our universal gas constant, 0.0831 into 1073 it is given. We would get 1.88 is the value. Hello dear students, let us begin with new video regarding the chemical equilibrium, in which I am going to start regarding the applications. So applications of equilibrium constants, if we consider. So equilibrium constant is the constant value for a given constant temperature. Fine. Value of equilibrium constant of a given equilibrium doesn't change on changing the pressure and volume concentrations. So it will come back to its original state, equilibrium state attain ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ reaction forward ಅಥವಾ backward reaction carry out ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತದ. So generally catalyst or any change in the temperature and pressure will not affect the equilibrium. Value of equilibrium constant of a given changes only when temperature is changed. Its value increases in increase in endothermic reactions. Endothermic reactions, the reactions those need energy to carry out. They consume energy. They all are considered as endothermic reactions, and decreases in case of exothermic reactions. which temperature is increased. So endothermic reaction anna exothermic reaction anna carry out ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ temperature is going to be varied. So that value affects this endothermic exothermic reactions. So you can see here example. The value of equilibrium constant depends on stoichiometry also. Stoichiometry means how many moles. So let K1 be the equilibrium constant for given reaction. Then the equilibrium constant K2 for the equilibrium is half A2 plus half B2 gives AB. So K2 equal to K raised to half. So K1 equal to K2 raised to 2. So like this we can write. So if you consider these all are important characteristic features for equilibrium constants. So further we will understand some of the applications also. So mention 3 major applications if you consider. To predict the direction of the reaction, predict the extent to which reaction occurs in a given direction ಒಳಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿನವರೆಗೆ ಈ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಿಡಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈಕ್ವಿಲಿಬ್ರಿಯಂ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ದ ಈಕ್ವಿಲಿಬ್ರಿಯಂ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ equilibrium reactions. So how do you predict the extent of reaction in terms of Kc and Kp values? Numerical value of Kp, that is equilibrium constant for a reaction, indicates the extent of reaction. ಎಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿನವರೆಗೂ ಆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಿಡಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. The magnitude of Kc and Kp is directly proportional to the concentration of products and inversely proportional to the concentration of reactants. So this implies at high value of K indicates high concentration of products and vice versa. So reactant in the concentration ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಕಡೆ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಕಡೆ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಕಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ಆಸ್ ಅ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ವೈಸ್ ವರ್ಸಾ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದೇರ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ reactants to products, they affect the equilibrium constant. So considering the reaction quotient. So reaction quotient can be represented as Q, capital Q. The reaction quotient Q is the ratio of the product concentration of the products to that of the reactants. So Q can be represented as product concentration of products divided by product concentration of reactants. So if you consider QP, this is concentration term for liquids and so on. But if you consider exclusively gases, QP is product of partial pressure of products, product of divided by product of partial pressure of reactants. Like this we will be representing. So how do you predict the direction of the reaction in terms of equilibrium constant and equilibrium quotient? If you consider equilibrium quotient, how we supposed to represent equilibrium constant? So this is the reaction. Example reaction A of A and B of B converting to C of C plus C of D of D. Fine. So reaction quotient, how to write? QC is molar concentration of C raised to C, molar concentration of D raised to D divided by molar concentration of A raised to A and molar concentration of B raised to B. So we can write here, if QC is greater than Kc, then reaction will proceed reverse direction, backward reaction happens. So if QC is less than Kc, the reaction will proceed forward, product formation is more. So QC equal to Kc, then we can write the reaction mixture is at equilibrium. So we can say that, hence we can conclude that reaction has tendency to form the products if Q is less than Kc and to form the reactants if Q is greater than Kc. So welcome back dear students. In today's video we'll discuss regarding relationship between equilibrium constant, reaction quotient and Gibbs free energy. So equilibrium constant represented Kc we have seen, reaction quotient is Q and Gibbs free energy is G. So for in general discussion we can say Gibbs free energy value must be always negative for all the spontaneous reactions. So relationship between delta G and delta G naught, Gibbs free energy and standard Gibbs free energy and reaction quotient, if we consider delta G equal to delta G naught plus RT ln Q. So delta G equal to delta G naught plus this value R value, Gauss constant value, we can write 2.303 RT log Q. So by replacing RT ln Q we can write 2.303 RT log Q. When does reaction quotient is equal to equilibrium constant? Delta G value must be 0 and Q equal to Kc. If it in this condition, we can say that quotient is equal to equilibrium constant. Reaction quotient is always equal to equilibrium constant. So relationship between delta G naught and the equilibrium constant, it will be written as delta G naught equal to minus 2.303 RT log Kc, or we can write K equal to e to the power delta G naught minus delta G naught by RT. So if you consider importance of delta G naught and equilibrium constant K, delta G naught value must be always less and Kc always must be always greater than 1 for all spontaneous reactions. For the spontaneous reaction must be considered, then we can say that delta free energy, Gibbs free energy, change in Gibbs free energy must be negative, always less than 0. In concentration, equilibrium constant, if you consider, it should be always greater than 1. So for all spontaneous reactions. So if suppose we consider delta G naught is greater than 0, then constant equilibrium constant term will be less than 1. Then we can say process is non-spontaneous and delta G naught is becoming equal to 0 and Kc value is equal to 0. Process is at equilibrium. So always for spontaneous reactions, delta G must be negative, less than 0. So if you consider one value here, if you put on the value in the given expression, delta G naught for the phosphorylation of glucose in glycolysis is 13.8 kilojoules per mole. Find the value of Kc at 298 Kelvin. We could write that delta G naught equal to minus 2.303 RT log Kc, or delta G naught equal to 2.303 RT log 1 by Kc. This is always delta G naught value will be reciprocal for the equilibrium constant. Fine. So log of 1 by Kc would be written as 13.8 into 1000. Log 1 value will come 1000 divided by 2.303 into 8.314. This is the constant. So temperature, standard temperature, G naught value, if you are considering standard temperature 298 Kelvin, is should be written. Log and anti-log, how to find out the log and anti-log, I will tell you later. But anti-log of this one, ln we are considering, in the sense we will be taking anti-log. So 2.4185, that is 1 by Kc, anti-log 2.4185 will be giving us the value 2.623 into 10 to the power 2. Then we can write equilibrium constant Kc equal to 1 by 2.623 into 10 to the power 2. Totally we will be getting the value 3.814 into 10 to the power minus 3. So now, dear students, let's understand regarding factors affecting the equilibria. So factors, if we consider, which affect the equilibria are referred as temperature, pressure and concentration of reactants and products. If you change the concentration of reactant products, change in equilibrium occurs. So we refer one particular principle for this one, which was given by scientist Le Chatelier, which is considered as principle used to study the concentration, temperature, pressure for equilibria. How does they affect? So what is this principle states? It states that if a constraint means a change in temperature, pressure or concentration is applied to a system at equilibrium, a system is itself adjust to nullify the effect of the applied constraint. So equilibrium reaction anna wholly retain agಲಿಕ್ಕೆ system try ಮಾಡ್ತೈತಿ after adding change in temperature, pressure or concentration also. This concept was referred as Le Chatelier principle. So according to Le Chatelier principle, we can say that concentration of any reactants or products in a reaction at equilibrium is changed. Composition of equilibrium mixture changes so as to minimize effect of
ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್. ಸೊ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಈಕ್ವಿಲಿಬ್ರಿಯಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನು ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಬರ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ದ ಈಕ್ವಿಲಿಬ್ರಿಯಮ್, ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ನಲ್ಲಿಫೈಸ್ ದಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ that was given by Le-Chatelier principle. So if you consider, when concentration of reactant is increased, system tries to reduce their concentration by favoring the forward reaction. ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫೇವರೇಬಲ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರಿವರ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್, ವಾಪಸ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ. ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ಡ್, ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಬೈ ಫೇವರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೈಸ್ ವರ್ಸಾ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ change of these constraints due to change in the concentration of the temperature and pressure, and this explanation was given by scientist Le-Chatelier, and this is referred as Le-Chatelier principle. ಸೊ ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಯಾವ ಥರ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ಲಿಂದ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಈಕ್ವಿಲಿಬ್ರಿಯಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ವಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಒನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಆನ್ ಈಕ್ವಿಲಿಬ್ರಿಯಮ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್? This reaction is favorable. See here, nitrogen dioxide NO2 is converting into N2O4. So delta H value for finding this reaction, we have delta H value that is minus 57.2 kilojoules. So we can write here 2NO2 will be converting into N2O4. Delta H value must be always minus 57.2 kilojoules. What will happen here with respect to temperature? When temperature is increased, according to Le-Chatelier principle, to oppose the increase in the temperature, ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿರೋದನ್ನು ನಲ್ಲಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ದಿಸ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್, ದಿಸ್ ಹೋಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಟ್ರೈಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್. Decomposition of N2O4 is favored and equilibrium is shifted to left side. Equilibrium will be shifting to left side, right? So here, due to increase in temperature, there is a variation in the reaction takes place. Moving to the next one, effect of catalyst. So catalyst, if you add here, generally what the catalyst do? Catalyst generally increases or decreases the rate of the reaction. So catalyst on position of chemical equilibrium, this catalyst shortens the time to attain equilibrium quickly by increasing the rate of both forward and backward reaction to the same extent by decreasing the activation energy. So these are the things. Catalyst, what they affect? Catalyst also affect the reaction. They either forwards the reaction or decreases the backwards the reaction. Here in case if you add catalyst for the reactants, forward reaction takes place. If you add catalyst for backward reaction, usually reactant formation back reaction favors.